The MOOV is being rolled out as part of Vulindlel eJozi, as you are aware, and which is a partnership that the city entered into with Harambe Employment Accelerator.
The mayor obviously initiated the MOOV system as a major part of the Vulindlel eJozi program to create pathways into economic opportunity for kids from disadvantaged neighborhoods, exactly like Westbury.
So the partnership with the city allows us to be able to access infrastructure like this, so libraries and other community-based infrastructure where we can run some of our interventions that will help us to prepare young people for jobs in the formal economy, as well as informal sector opportunities, whether it's starting your own micro-enterprise or building your own business from scratch, as it were.
We have some existing partnerships with some great international players, Microsoft from a point of view of office administration and those kind of skills, Wix from a web development point of view.
Now the MOOV offering is specifically a platform that has been designed to be able to catalyze and create opportunities for young people to improve their basic skills, for them to be able to access opportunities in the formal and informal economy.
But today was much more significant because the delegation that was visiting was from US universities and community colleges. And the community college system in the US is actually a really, really good benchmark internationally for institutions that focus on disadvantaged students, sub-high school, people with very poor learning outcomes in their teenage years, that then find the sort of motivation in their late teens, early 20s to reconnect with the workforce and providing that kind of opportunity to them.
We've developed a very detailed curriculum for developing digital skills in partnership with Google as well as Microsoft that allows young people to learn how to build websites and do more complex work like computer science, etc., as they grow along their journey. Based on the labs that have been open, over 3,000 people have registered and over 20 candidates have been able to complete the initial offerings that they started at the beginning of the year, and a number of them have been employed as facilitators in the various labs.
I think it demonstrates that everything you think you know about youth in Joburg is wrong. The idea that the kids coming from disadvantaged backgrounds can't be sharp professionals with up-to-date skills, throw that notion out. It's garbage.
My name is Zolega Ndima. I was born and raised in Soweto, Diepkloof. I am a recent graduate of the University of Johannesburg. I'm interested in computers, right? So I'm doing the IT course with MOOV. So I'm done with the first phase, which is website designing. So I'm a certified website designer, webmaster, and I'm looking forward to doing coding and then data analysis in the third specialization phase. I literally finished the first phase in roughly 2 weeks, and I was done with the first phase. And as I was done, I suddenly realized that I want to help people get to where I am. So I just started helping around my peers and fellow students. And then that developed into being sort of like a tutor. And thereafter, I got officially employed by MOOV.
So Zolega is one of the graduates from the MOOV that has then been employed as a facilitator. So she's helping other people to navigate the world of work.
Here you have a person with less than 2 months of training already kind of demonstrating competence, confidence and skill in a web development, web design scenario. You can see someone like Zolega standing in front of a client pitch conference at an ad agency without any gap of imagination.
But what we are doing with these graduates is also linking them with other opportunities for them to further develop, but also for them to start to access other opportunities that are available for them in the formal economy, or whether it's a matter of them starting their own businesses.
And that for me is showing that the kind of young people that are coming through are exactly the ones we were targeting. It's the motto of the program is raise up your hand. So the people that are what are coming through are people that are self-motivated, really want to make things happen.
We want to make sure that our programs that we're offering through the MOOVs talk to the needs of the economy, whether it's short-term or long-term. So I think learning from the United States is critical for us because they are ahead of us from a developmental point of view, so they are ahead of the curve.
So the partnership with the embassy is critical to making sure that this kind of contribution happens and that this kind of international collaboration happens. And it's the mayor's relationship with Ambassador Gaspar, the current US ambassador, that's really facilitated this.
We're very fortunate to have developed a good engagement with Executive Mayor Parks and his team. And the U.S. involvement and Microsoft's VIX involvement in this project really is because of the mayor's leadership and his invitation to the U.S. consulate here in Johannesburg and American companies to become involved in what has turned out to be a great initiative.
Having a U.S. Assistant Secretary who's basically Deputy Minister level come here, endorse this program, it's a great vote of confidence in the Mayor's vision, and it's a great vote of confidence in the city.
Well, my impression is that I'm very impressed. The young people are incredibly bright and committed, and they're learning the content so quickly. My hope is that we can continue to increase the amount of content available at the MOOV centers.
The program itself broadly is open to any young person aged between 18 to 35, and starting from grade 10 school leavers all the way up. So it literally does just mean all you need to do is to walk to your nearest library where there's a MOOV and say, I want to register to be one of the candidates for MOOV, and then they'll be able to help you through the process. The only other requirement that you need to meet is you need to be a library member.
The US has been doing this for generations, and they've built a lot of experience, and a lot of their colleges are doing exactly what we're doing. We've arrived at the same point in our timeline. We've just leapfrogged there using technology, where we're using electronic media, video-enabled learning. Each student gets a workstation with a set of headphones. It goes by video instruction, task-based learning, etc. These are the things that the Americans are finding work very well for all levels of student population.
It's a wonderful opportunity even with the Americans. Like, the curriculum that they'll be providing is world-class curriculum. And it's something that you don't need to pay for, and it's something that you don't need to travel into town for. It's something that is right there in your community. You literally walk to your nearest library and you get it, and you access all this knowledge. And I'm telling you, the dreams and the hopes and the prospects of people have grown in leaps and bounds. And this is why I appreciate this program so much, because it makes us young people that dream again. It makes us young people that that don't wait for people to give us opportunities anymore, but we create the opportunities ourselves.
What we're starting to do through them and through other private sector partners is to understand what is the long-term trajectory in terms of skills development and the economic needs that we need to start to address now, so that we build a pool that is sufficient to be able to do that.
And we are now able to partner with them to extract content that they're using in the American community college system to work on the MOOV system, so that whether we're developing kids as part of the workforce, where they connect with employment opportunities, or we're developing them as micro enterprises, or just even bridging sub-matric to matric level, there's a lot to be learned from the US, and there's a lot the US can contribute to us.
They bring on board not only knowledge, but they bring on board relationships with companies, and some of the companies are operating in South Africa. But they are originally American companies, like Microsoft, for example. And we're saying with them, help us to build the program, but help us to find ways in which we can start to push some of the graduates into the formal economy, so that at the end of the day, we're not teaching for the sake of teaching, that actually there is an outcome at the end of the day that we are able to achieve.
One of the biggest impacts is psychological. People from Westbury, an area that's got a long history of marginalization, seeing this kind of asset being rolled out in their community, it really gives them the message that the city cares about what happens to their youth and cares about giving them opportunity to participate in the city's economy.
My message to young people in South Africa certainly is, this is a great country, and South Africans have worked so hard to build a society that is inclusive and that gives young people an opportunity to succeed. Now it's their part. The young generation, it's time for them to take advantage of the environment that so many South Africans have sacrificed to create. And that means taking advantage of every opportunity to get a good education. It means being resilient and overcoming obstacles. It means working hard at what they're doing. It's taking the first step, succeeding, and then moving on to the next step.